For 3 years of marriage, I had severe stomach issues over 100 times. Every single time was right after eating dinner at my in-laws' house. At first, I thought I just had a weak digestive system. I realized that if I ate at my own parents' place or cooked for myself, I was perfectly fine. I told my husband about this pattern. He sneered, "What the hell is that supposed to mean? You think my mom is poisoning you?" I said no, but deep down I knew something was wrong. That afternoon, my stomach exploded again was our company's quarterly review. Over 30 people were crammed into the conference room. My boss was going over Q1 sales metrics. When my stomach suddenly clenched, the pain was agonizing, like someone was twisting my intestines into a knot. I lasted exactly 5 minutes before I couldn't hold it. I stood up, hunched over, and bolted. My boss stopped mid-sentence and stared. The whole damn department stared. I sat on the toilet for 20 miserable minutes. When I finally crawled out, my face was ash white. Back in the conference room, my boss looked pissed. After the meeting, he called me into his office. "Sarah, how many times have you called out or left early this quarter?" I stared at the floor. 7. All stomach issues? Yes. He sighed. "Go to a doctor and get this sorted out. Work is work, but your health comes first." I nodded, saying nothing. I had been to the doctor more than 10 damn times. Endoscopies, colonoscopies, ultrasounds, blood tests. The doctor said my gastrointestinal tract was flawless, perfectly healthy, but I kept having severe stomach explosions. The doctor even asked if I was secretly taking laxatives or diet pills, because my symptoms were completely artificially induced. But I didn't think of that then. 3 years over 100 times. I thought of every possibility. Food allergies, tested. Stress, but it only happened when I ate at my mother-in-law's house. I told my husband Brad about this trend. He was mid-game, not even looking up. "What are you trying to say?" "I think maybe it's something in the food your mom cooks." He paused the game and snapped his head toward me. His eyes were cold. "Sarah, are you listening to your own nonsense? My mom slaves over a hot stove making 4 different dishes, specifically cooking bland stuff just for you. Do you know how exhausting that is for her?" "I know, but..." "But what? You eat her food for free and then accuse her of hurting you?" "I'm not accusing. I'm just saying there's a possibility." "What possibility?" "That my mother is spiking your damn food." I shut my mouth, unpaused his game, and ignored me the rest of the night. We slept in the same bed, backs turned to each other, listening to him snore. I remembered all those nights spent agonizing on the toilet. The first time was 3 days after our wedding. Brenda made a massive feast to welcome me. That night I had explosive diarrhea. Brad said it was just my stomach adjusting to new rich foods. Second time was a week later. Brenda's cooking again. More explosive diarrhea. Brad told me my gut was just trash. Third time, fourth time, fifth time. Every time after a meal at their place. Every time I brought it up, Brad called me a paranoid psycho. "Why the hell would my mom want to hurt you? She wants nothing but the best for us. Does she?" I thought about the way Brenda looked at me. Smiling sweet, like a textbook Midwestern mom. But sometimes the second she turned around, I'd catch a different look in her eye. Hard to describe. Cold. Bitchy, like she was looking at a parasite. I told myself I was tripping. Brenda was always so nice to me. She cooked a huge spread every time. She packed Tupperware for us. She gave me generous gift cards for Christmas. How could she be hurting me but the diarrhea? How the hell do you explain that? I decided to do something without telling a single soul. I bought a hidden spy camera and stuck it right in my sweet mother-in-law's kitchen. I needed an answer. Even if the answer was that I was a crazy woman making stuff up. Even if Brad called me a psycho. I had to know. This weekend we went over to his parents for Sunday dinner. Brenda was thrilled. She went to the farmer's market early and had been bustling around all day. The house smelled like heaven. "Sarah, sweetie, you're here." Brenda poked her head out of the kitchen, wiping her hands on a grease-stained apron. "Have a seat. It's almost ready." I forced a smile. Brad went into the garage to drink beer with his dad, Gary. I was alone in the living room. I stared at the half-open kitchen door, watching Brenda's busy silhouette. She was fast chopping, frying, plating, a real pro. Soon the dining table was covered in pot roast potatoes and beans. Small bowl of grilled lemon shrimp was placed directly in front of my seat. Sarah loves shrimp, so I got these just for you. Brenda smiled warmly. I know your tummy has been sensitive, so I made sure there's no spice. Very mild. Thanks, Mom. I took a bite of the shrimp. Brenda watched me chew. Her eyes crinkled, a sweet smile on her face. Is it good? It's great. Eat up, honey. I took another bite. The whole family started eating. Gary and Brad were talking about the NFL draft, while Brenda kept pushing food onto my plate. Sarah, have some more potatoes. They're good for your stomach. Sarah, try the green beans. Lots of fiber. I nodded and ate. But in my head, I was starting a countdown. Usually 2 hours after the meal, my stomach would start dropping. Sure enough, on the drive back, the sharp cramps hit. Brad was driving. I clutched my stomach, the color draining from my face. What now? He glanced at me in the rearview mirror, annoyed. My stomach hurts. He rolled his eyes and didn't say a word. The second we pulled into our driveway, I sprinted to the bathroom. I was stuck on the toilet for half an hour, sweating through my shirt. When I dragged myself out, Brad was watching Netflix. I slumped onto the sofa, drained. He looked over. Maybe you should go to the GI doctor again. I did. They said I'm fine. Then it's all in your damn head. I didn't respond. All in my head. He said that every single time, like I was some hysterical freak. Like I was purposefully trying to make his mom look bad. I wasn't. I just wanted to know why. Why the hell did I only have liquid diarrhea after eating her food? Why was I fine everywhere else? Why couldn't the doctors find a single damn thing wrong with me? Monday morning, I called in sick. I drove to an electronics store. I bought a pinhole camera. It was tiny, easily disguised. It hooked up to an app on my phone. Live streaming in 1080p. I hid it in my purse. Next time we went over, that camera was going into Brenda's kitchen. Brad had no clue. If he knew, he would lose his mind. He'd call me a psycho. He'd say I was disrespecting his family. I didn't care anymore. 3 years of diarrhea. I'd had enough. I wanted the whole truth. That Saturday, I went over to the in-laws' house. I faked needing to use the restroom and slipped into the kitchen. Instead, Brenda was in the living room with Gary. The kitchen was empty. I scanned the room quickly. Above the range hood right in the corner. Dark, greasy. Completely unnoticeable. I stepped onto a stool and slapped the magnetic camera up there. The lens pointed straight down at the stove. I adjusted my shirt and walked out casually. Everything okay, Sarah? Brenda called out from the recliner. Yeah, just washing my hands. Mom, stay out of the kitchen, sweetie. It's a mess right now. I smiled sweetly. Will do. I drove home. The camera was in place. I was ready. The next day, Sunday, Brad got a call from his mom. Sunday dinner at their place. She was making her famous lasagna. I felt my stomach tighten. Perfect. The whole drive over, my hands were shaking. Brad noticed. You okay? You look like you're gonna puke. I'm fine. Just tired. He didn't push it. We walked in, and the house smelled amazing. Brenda was already in the kitchen. Sarah, sweetie, come say hi. I walked in and gave her a hug. She smelled like vanilla and onions. Go sit down, honey. Dinner will be ready in an hour. I sat on the couch and pulled out my phone. Opened the app. There she was. Brenda in her element. She was chopping vegetables like a machine. I watched her make the sauce. Tomatoes, garlic, herbs. Everything looked normal. She started layering the lasagna. Noodles, sauce, cheese, meat. Over and over. My heart sank. Maybe I really was crazy. Maybe it was all in my head. Then she stopped. She looked around the kitchen. Checked the hallway. Checked the living room. She reached into her pocket. Pulled out a small clear bottle. I zoomed in. Odorless liquid laxative. She unscrewed the cap. Poured a generous amount into my portion. Stirred it in. Then she did it again. And again. 3 times. She put the bottle back in her pocket. Finished the lasagna. Put it in the oven. I stared at my phone. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. I had it. I had the damn proof. Dinner was ready. Brenda brought out the lasagna. It smelled incredible. Sarah, this is your piece. I made sure it's extra cheesy for you. She smiled that sweet smile. I stared at the plate. I knew what was in it. I knew what would happen if I ate it. I picked up my fork. Took a tiny bite. Delicious, honey? Brenda watched me. It's great, Mom. I took another bite. And another. Brad was already on his second piece. Gary was eating like it was his last meal. I put my fork down. I can't eat anymore, I said. My stomach's been bothering me all day. But you barely ate, Brenda frowned. I'm just not feeling well today. I think I'll just have some water. She didn't push it. But I could feel her eyes on me. Suspicious. Annoyed. We finished dinner. Said our goodbyes. Got in the car. I waited until we were on the highway. Then I pulled out my phone. Opened the app. Showed Brad the video. What the hell is this? He stared at the screen. Watched his mom pour liquid laxative into my food. Watched her do it 3 times. His face went pale. That's not. That can't be. That's your mom, Brad. That's what she's been doing to me for 3 years. He was silent. The whole drive home. He didn't say a word. We got to the house. He went straight to the bedroom. I followed him. Are you going to say something? He sat on the bed. His head in his hands. I don't know what to say. You could start by admitting I was right. He looked up. I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry. I called you a psycho. I told you it was all in your head. And all this time, she was poisoning you. My own mother. I stood there, waiting for more. That's it? You're sorry? What are we going to do about this? He stood up. I'll talk to her. Talk to her? Brad, she's been poisoning your wife for 3 years. Over 100 times. And you want to talk to her? What the hell is wrong with you? He looked at the floor. I can't just. She's my mom. She's been poisoning me, Brad. Your wife. The woman you supposedly love. He didn't answer. I knew then. I knew everything I needed to know. I walked to the closet. Pulled out a suitcase. Started packing. What are you doing? I'm leaving. Sarah, come on. Don't be like this. We can work this out. How? How the hell do we work this out? Your mom poisoned me. And you chose her side for 3 years. I didn't choose her side. You just didn't believe me. You called me a psycho. You told me it was all in your head. While your mom was literally poisoning me. I zipped the suitcase. Walked to the door. Sarah, please. I'm leaving. I'll send you the divorce papers. You can't just leave. I'm not staying in a marriage where my husband doesn't believe me. Where his family is actively trying to hurt me. I walked out. Got in my car. Drove to a hotel. The next morning, I called a lawyer. Then I called Brad's mom. She answered on the second ring. Sarah, sweetie, how are you? I'm fine, Brenda. I'm just fine. I sent her the video. There was dead silence on the other end of the line. She didn't deny it. She didn't apologize. She just hung up. I called Brad. He answered on the first ring. Sarah, what's going on? I sent you the divorce papers. He was silent for a long time. I know you saw the video last night, I said. I saw what she did. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. I just want a divorce. And I'm going to the police. Food tampering is a felony. Your mom could go to prison. He was silent again. Sarah, please. Don't send her to jail. I can't let my mom go to prison. What do you want? I want the divorce. I want the house. And half of everything. That's what I want. Okay, take the house. Take everything. Just please don't send her to jail. She's my mom. I know, I said. I'll send you the papers. A few months later, the divorce was final. I got the house. I got half of everything. Brad moved back in with his parents. Last I heard, he and his mom weren't speaking. Gary left her too. Couldn't stay married to a woman who would do something like that. I decided to go to the police anyway. I couldn't let her get away with what she did. I turned over the video evidence. Brenda was charged with food tampering. The DA offered her a plea deal: probation and community service. She got off easy, but at least she had a record now. I met someone new last year. He's kind. He believes me. When I tell him something's wrong, he listens. We went to his parents' house for dinner last week. His mom made lasagna. I was nervous. My stomach was in knots. She put a plate in front of me. I took a bite. It was delicious. I waited. 2 hours passed. My stomach was fine. For hours. Still fine. I didn't have to run to the bathroom. I didn't have to hold it in. I just sat there, enjoying dinner, enjoying my life. For the first time in 3 years, I finally felt normal. I finally felt safe. And that's all I ever wanted. To be believed. To be safe. To be free.